Aloha, welcome to ThinkTech Hawaii. My name is Jason Smith. This is my guest, Erin Smith.
Hi.
We're no relations, as we know of.
That we know of, yeah.
Yes, and our show today is called Local Notes, and the title of our show today is Success with Erin. She's a very modest person, but that's what we're going to call it. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Jay. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we get to see each other enough on this island.
We don't. Now that we both live on this island, we really don't get to see each other enough. So
Yeah.
we have to do it like on TV.
Well, I think that's the best way, anyways. More memorable.
Yeah, right? Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
So basically on the show, we just talk about your background,
Okay.
talk about, your stories and a little bit of stuff that you have going on in between where you are and where you started.
Gotcha.
And then a little bit about what you have going on in the future.
now.
And what you think about Hawaii's hip-hop scene, or not hip-hop, but music scene, and overall industry.
Sounds good.
All
Sounds
right.
good. Let's do it.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background?
Okay, well, I grew up in Canada, and mostly in Toronto, and then a town called Port Dover. And then I moved to Hawaii in 2004, and I moved to Maui, which is where I met you.
Yeah.
And I was playing music there, kind of mostly on my own. And then I hooked up with a few guys. I got a drummer named Ian Hollingsworth and a bassist named Kimo Clark. And we were just kind of playing around, and you were doing hip hop around, and we would see each other out on the scene on Maui. And then we kind of started a band called the Throwdowns. And then our guitar player Ola Shaw joined the group. And we put out 2 records. We put out Don't Slow Down, and we put out Legs of Our Own. And they both got nominated for Nahoku's, which was really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And we performed on the Nahoku broadcast the year before last, which was terrifying. And
a big deal.
Yeah, well, it's live TV and also with an audience, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's but it was cool. And so we did those 2 records, and the band is still a unit, but I've been sort of focusing on my solo stuff. This last year I had the opportunity to go to Montreal up in Canada and make a record with a production team that worked on an album called Funeral by the Arcade Fire. Do you know those guys?
No, I do not.
They're cool. They won a Grammy for Best Album a couple years ago with their album called The Suburbs, and they're like this big indie collective out of Montreal, and they're like super artsy, super indie, but really good stuff.
Impressive, yeah.
You'd probably like it.
Yeah.
And I'll play you some on my phone when we're finished.
Nice. Appreciate that.
So, I worked with that crew, and I was in Montreal freezing my butt off for 2 months, and that was awesome, and also really cold. Even though,
nice little change.
Yeah, I'm a wamp. Like it's ridiculous. I was born in Canada. Like I should be able to handle this stuff, right? But no, I go to back home, and I'm like, it's so cold. So, this is like negative. I don't know. I was saying it was like -40 when I was there or something, and my family's like, hasn't been -40 in Montreal for like 20 years. You're totally exaggerating. It's like, yeah, okay. So I went there and made the record, and then I went back that summer. This was last year, and finished the record. And then they've been working on like pitching it up there, and then I just signed on with a new management team out of the States, out of Hawaii and Vegas, Jam Island, and they are working. We're doing a couple more singles on there, working this record, and I just started rehearsing with a 6-piece band in Honolulu that we're going to be going out into the mainland to rock this record.
Wow, that's nice.
So we just shot a video at the Republic. The BAMP guys are buddies, and they're really cool and let us come and use the space. And the videographer, his name is Earl. I wish I could remember the name of his company right now to give him a shout out, because he was great. Did it, and so we got the video done, and we're doing like photo shoots, a couple more singles that are a little bit more poppy, and then we're going to be hustling that. So that's kind of what's happening right now.
Always on the move.
Yeah,
Sounds about your style, though.
Yeah, right. I never really stop, and then I'm writing a column these days for the Pulse. Did they talk about that?
We talked about that a little bit. Yeah, you didn't really go into it too much.
It's cool. It's when another thing I should say that you know this, but viewers wouldn't know, is that I lived on Maui for a long time, for like 8 years, and then I moved to Oahu last year in October. So I've only lived on Oahu for a year, and you've been over here longer than that. So Jay and I know each other from Maui, and now we're both Oahu kids. So
Maui style, Maui to Oahu and back. You gotta keep it real.
So I live in Kailua these days, and when I moved over here, there is a local man named Fernando Pacheco, and he's really cool. He's a singer in Pimpbot. I don't know if you know those guys. They're a great ska band. I met him before I moved here. His band Pimpbot and my band The Throwdowns both opened for Train at Blaisdell Arena a couple years ago. So I met him there. Really cool. And he got in touch. He does everything. He's like a comedian. He's a radio DJ. He's got the band. He's just in it, right?
Wow.
I think he's involved in like local council now for the arts, like for the city council and everything. Like he's really cool. So he called me up and he's like, "Hey, Erin, I'm starting a new website called Fruit Punch, and it's going to be like a local, music reviews, show reviews." But it's no holds barred. Like you don't have to be PC about it. You can swear and you can and I'm like, well, what do you want me to write about? He's like, whatever you want, really. And I was like, yeah, that's good. It gives me a voice here. I'm new to Oahu. People know me from the Throwdowns, but it's it's good to branch out and do your thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, okay, that sounds cool. So I started to write it. And it was a lot of fun because I could swear, and it's
just really,
it's fun to like drop your f-bombs and stuff, right? So I was that was really cool, and I was really enjoying doing that. I was doing music reviews, I was doing some fashion stuff, and then the site, it was really cool, but it just proved to be way too much for him because, like I said, he's just got this crazy schedule.
Yeah.
So he was like, he's like, you know what, your column, like it's getting a ton of traffic. And you should figure out a way to keep doing it, but I gotta let the site go because I can't. It's just too much editing work. Like he'd be up till whenever in the night trying to edit everything for the site, and then he's got all his other things. So it's just too much, and I totally get that. I overcommit all the time. So, so I was like, okay, well the column's got a readership, and so I just got in touch. I know a lot of the local press from covering the Throwdowns and stuff. So over the years, because the press in Hawaii has been really good to us, and so I called a couple editors up and was like, hey, here's my writing from Fruit Punch. Yeah, I know it's laden with swears and I can't swear in your publication, but, and so I took a couple interviews and I got offered some stuff, and I decided to take a position with The Pulse, which is like the Star Advertiser's, sister website. And so it's called Heels and Picks, and it's it's fashion and music, and it's fun. I'm still like a little tongue-in-cheek and sassy and stuff, but I just don't drop F-bombs, Yeah. And so I'm doing that, and that's been really cool too. Like I'll go and review shows and concerts and things, and talk about my own video shoots and this and that. But then I'll also go to we just had Hawaii Fashion Month in October, and that was really well done. And I went to a bunch of events for that, and it's cool. And I've been plunked in a couple of shows lately. Like runway shows and stuff, and I'm, messing my way through that, not knowing what I'm doing, and so I'll write about that and make fun of how, it's like a little,
that's good, though.
a little tongue-in-cheek,
how
silly it is. It's music and it's fashion and it's silly, you know what I mean? It's just fun, so it's kind of so I'm doing that, and I've been enjoying that. So you guys can check it out. It comes out every Tuesday, in the Pulse. So for anybody that wants to cruise them, check it out. And if you run a clothing line and you want me to talk about your stuff, just get in touch with me too.
Yeah, notifier.
Yeah, let me know. I love to check things out. So I've been doing that and getting used to being on Oahu. At first, because I have some experience over here with the Throwdowns, I kind of thought it was going to be like moving over here was going to be like a cakewalk. You know what I mean? Done, I'm settled.
Yeah, because this place is already established. All you got to do is, just show people the music.
It is, but it's also different. You know what I mean? Maui is its own entity. It's very amazing. It's very small. There's a lot going on there, though. But you still got to hustle to work your way through, and everybody works hard. It's just different. There's more people on Oahu. Obviously, it's a bigger scene. So it is different, and just the way everything operates is different. I find. So, yeah. So, but I mean, there's a lot of really great musicians on Oahu too, and really nice people. Met a lot of really cool people.
Yeah, there's definitely, we have the variety here. So
Yes,
that,
absolutely we do.
Yeah, that works out in our advantage, of course.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have access to more music and stuff, but I mean, ultimately for what I do, it's rock and indie rock, and the audience for that is not Hawaii. It's just not. Like, that's okay. Like, you can do it here, and there is a scene, and
there's a following.
Yeah, there's a scene, and it's very loyal, and it's very cool. But the bigger picture stuff, it's just, if you really wanted to crack it, you got to be doing stuff on the mainland. That's all there. Like, you can do reggae and Hawaiian around here, and really grow that into a nice thing for yourself. And you can do that ish with rock in certain capacities, but not to the potential that you can elsewhere. So it's sort of like what I'm trying to do right now is. I have a lot of local opportunities, and it's great, and I love it, and I do a lot of stuff locally, and then the focus is kind of on the bigger picture, you know? So that's the new management and the new record and everything. We're kind of like pushing that way. So yeah.
So with the management and with the record label you're working with, how did you get hooked up with them, and how did you settle down with them? And I know that it seems like you're pretty successful. You'd be in demand for. I know that any label would be lucky to have you on there.
Thank you so much, Jason. That's nice of you to say. It's it's an interesting time for music, because the way I always describe it, and then this, I don't even have to say this, everybody knows this already, is that it's not like the old days where a label's going to sell 15 million hard copies of a Whitney Houston record. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not going to happen.
Doesn't happen anymore.
So it means the whole industry happens a different way. And so it used to be they would throw money around more in the major labels before to try to develop artists. Now with the tools that are available to artists, what they want to see is you developing on your own or with your team already. And then when you go to a bigger label, they want to see, because they can watch everything now. They can watch your videos. They can watch your, you know what I mean? Like,
everything is so fast online now.
Yeah, so they know what's going on, and so you sort of have to get yourself to this level, and then people like what your recordings sound like, and what your image is, and your videos and stuff, and then you kind of go from there, and so some of it's just been developing, like the look and the sound. Like my new management right now, they're doing like they're essentially like branding me, like rebranding me, and it's like, we know we're from the Throwdowns like this, but we're evolving it into this, you know what I mean? So we're doing some of that, and that's been interesting to think of yourself as a brand, you know what I mean? Like, but it's true. Like anything you go to buy, like you know what it is, and what, like, you could probably describe it in 5 words or something, you know what I mean? So there's been a lot of branding going on, and then with labels, that's what they want to see. Like, they want to see, you sort of set up like that. So that's been interesting. It's been a learning curve. And so I hooked up with the management. Half of the management I've known for a while, and the other half that is not based out of Hawaii. They saw me singing last year on New Year's at Kaka'ako Park by the water, the big New Year's Eve event, and I was on one of the stages there, and I just did maybe a half an hour acoustic set. And when I do the half an hour acoustic sets in big stages, I just sing my face off, you know what I mean? Because you're like, you just gotta go as big as you know what I mean? Like, there's all these people, and you gotta be like, bam. And so that's what I did. And the manager saw me and was like, who is this chick? And then he kind of found me through, like, figuring out, like, just asking around, like, who is this girl kind of thing. And then he got in touch, and I was like, oh, hey, cool. And then you have to develop relationships with people, and then he's come back with some pretty cool stuff, and they started putting a band together for me, and I was like, all right, this is cool, So I've got, that new album is a little bit more synth heavy and stuff, so there's 2 girls in the band that are playing synths, and then there's a bass player and a guitar player and a drummer. And I'll show you the video too, like, on my phone. It's not out yet, but I'll sneak it to Jay. You can see it. And so we're just building right now, and building and trying to get. There's a bunch of label. Will either put it out on Jam Island, and they will have a distributorship through a major, or will put me with a label on the mainland. And that has, there's a bunch that are kind of hanging around, so we got to go up to like New York and play pretty much, you know. And so it's kind of what's going on.
No, that's a pretty good summary, though.
Yeah,
you know?
it's interesting. There's never a dull moment.
No, you got so much going on.
Yeah, like this week I'm going to go in the studio to do, well, actually probably not the studio, probably pre-production, because you know how it is. If you're going to be going in the studio, for people that don't do music, aren't familiar with that term, it's like if you're going to go record a song, there's all the little parts, right? There's your guitar parts, there's your bass parts.
Yeah, they all get layered in different sequences.
Yeah, and you need to know going in what you're going to do, otherwise you're sitting there in the studio that's expensive, where it's like $1 billion an hour going, well, I don't know, I kind of like that background vocal part, but maybe we should do this, right? And then you're just burning through it. So it's like, we're going to do pre-production, so when we go to record these couple songs, the ones that are a little poppier, because my record's are real indie, we'll be ready and just clock it out rather than doing the whole like, I don't know. So that's this week.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we got to cut to a quick commercial break, but we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about your background and, you know, what's really going on with Erin Smith.
Cool.
But,
sounds good, Jay.
Yeah. So just give us one moment. We'll be back with my guest, Erin Smith. I'm Jason Smith. No relation. Local Notes, ThinkTech Hawaii. We'll see you in one moment.
We want to thank our underwriters.
Hawaiian Electric Company and its affiliates Maui Electric on Maui and Hawaii Electric Light Company on Hawaii Island are deeply committed to the communities they serve.
Galen Ho is a senior executive of BAE Systems, a global defense, security, and aerospace company.
The High Tech Development Corporation, the state's leading technology agency, attached to the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism.
Castle and Cook Hawaii, with a time-honored legacy that spans more than 160 years and revolves around its mission of investing in Hawaii, creating communities, and providing for the needs of our state.
Hawaii Gas, formerly the Gas Company, a proponent of the Liquefied Natural Gas Initiative, helping Hawaii achieve its transition to clean energy and a better energy future.
Collateral Analytics, a Hawaii-based tech company empowering the real estate industry with greater and faster access to the tools and data they need to make better informed property investment decisions.
I'm Nicole Horry. Thanks so much for joining us on ThinkTech.
I'm Maria Kashem. See you next time.
Aloha, welcome back to Local Notes on ThinkTech Hawaii. My name is Jason Smith. This is my guest, Erin Smith, singer, songwriter, performer, entertainer. I could throw a whole bunch of stuff on that list, but yeah, glad to have you on the show, Erin.
Thank you for having me, Jason. I'm stoked to be here.
Nice, nice. So let's go back into a little bit of the foundation of Erin Smith and where did you start? Like, let's just start, I guess, talk about your family, and you got a pretty big musical background, right?
I do, yeah. My family is super musical. You would know since you're my cousin.
Yeah, I mean, many of us all know, actually.
Yeah, right? Big family, big Smith family. Huge
and Will Smith, he did
family.
well.
I know, right? Cousin Will did all right.
And LL Cool J, he was all right, too.
My family's really musical. I started with violin when I was like really little.
Yeah.
My mom put us all in music lessons when we were like 4 kind of thing. So I was like rocking the bowl cut and then the violin that's like this big. And I did that till I was about 15, and I started to do music theater when I was a kid too, because I just liked to sing.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like the big belty, like the pipes kind of came from, because you learn to sing like, because you don't have microphones and stuff, and you're supposed to be able to, they're supposed to be able to hear you at the back of the room, right? So they're like a theater. So I did that. And then I started to do bands and stuff in high school, like a lot of people do, you know. I'm like super artsy, and I was a super artsy kid then, and a little punkster at the time with like boots up to my knees and all that. So I started to do bands, and then and we were doing covers and stuff, and I was like, I could probably write songs, but I need to learn how to play guitar, because I need to be able to, it's writing like pop songs and rock songs on a violin. It's just not gonna happen.
I mean, that's real.
I mean, that's
box,
interesting. It's cool. But so I was like, okay, I got to learn how to do this. And so I took a few lessons, but I didn't really take a lot of lessons. My brother is really good. He's a full-time bass player up in Canada, in Toronto. So we both sort of work full-time doing this stuff, and he taught me a lot. And I just sort of messed around, and got it. And then I started to play and sing. I started to write songs. And then I remember when I was in university, I was I went to York University in Toronto, and I was writing songs, and I was going to go play songs that I'd written, my first full set of songs that I'd written.
Yeah, you're stoked.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Oh, that goes hand in hand.
Practice all day, which is funny now because I can just not get it. It's not a big deal, right? But that's how it goes over time.
Yeah.
And so I started to write songs then, and then over time I had a band in Canada with different people, and then I moved to Hawaii. A sister was here. It was kind of I just needed a change, and I've been doing the going back and forth across Canada tour thing and into the States, and it's cold. Canada too, the cities are really far apart.
I understand that.
Yeah, it's not like you could pop from, even when you start to go to New York and those states, you can go from one college to the next, or college town, and play, right? But in Canada, you got to go from Toronto to Thunder Bay, which is 14 hours of drive, you know what I mean? It's just a freezing, crazy, freezing cold highway, and it's far, and then the next city after that is going to be another 15 hours of hellish snow driving, you know. So there are aspects of music that can be a grind depending on how you do it, or what you can pull off, and where your commitment level is, and how much you can handle. And for me, I didn't like it on the scale we were doing it, you know what I mean? It's got to be a bigger scale to be fun, you know. And so Hawaii is sort of in a unique environment for work, in that you can play at all these different random events and stuff, and then also work on the bigger picture. And then it's Hawaii. We have an amazing lifestyle because we just do. Right? Yeah. So anyway, so I moved out here. Was playing on Maui. Started the Throwdowns. We did a lot of national act opening stuff, 311 a couple times, The Fray, Panic at the Disco, Train, what else? Modest Yahoo, we did Island Tour with those guys.
Steel Pulse,
Dirty Heads, Bad Brains, that was cool because they're legends and all that. And so we did all that stuff, and that was great. And local promoters have been and continue to be really good to us, you know. The Vamp guys, Tom Moffat, all really great with us, and so we did all that, and then the Throwdowns, the records are awesome, and that's still a thing, but I had all these opportunities for the solo stuff, and it's different vein. The Throwdowns is a little bit more reggae and a little bit more poppy and a little heavier. My stuff's not entirely not heavy, it's just not as heavy as the Throwdowns. It doesn't sound like there's some of the Throwdown stuff is a little bit punky. My solo stuff's not punk, I wouldn't say. I mean, I'm a bit punky, but it's not punky. You know, it's kind of the album in its format, the way it stands right now, is a little bit. It's kind of like Florence and the Machine and Adele, but it's a little bit with some Chrissy Hind in there, you know, kind of thing, and. There's some real big stuff in there, real big indie rock stuff, which is what I wanted. And I learned a lot making the record, you know. I mean, you learn all the time. I've been learning so much for the last few years, about the industry and my field, and just you just learn so much.
Yeah.
And with the album, the producers are amazing. They're so good. And I really lucked out with them, but then there's some battles that I fought for songs that are on the record that ones they didn't want to do so much, and I was no, I really feel strongly about this song. And then as it turns out, on the flip side of it, that's the song, the two that I really fought for that they weren't really feeling are the ones that are kind of getting the most traction. So that was a lesson sort of in trusting your gut, because there are, you know, like anything in life, there's balances to that. Gotta trust your gut, but then there's also times when you're being too stubborn and you really should just go with what people are saying you should do, you know? So that was interesting. And my manager now, his name's Michael White, he's also a producer, So he's done some big stuff, like some Ziggy Marley stuff and Soul to Soul back in the day. You know that Back to Life, yeah, he did that song. So he's good with you know, productions and songs, which is handy to have in your team because you can work on things, which is what we're going to be doing. So
yeah, especially someone that's already been, you know, on that path for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. That's pretty much the overview of where I came from.
Nice. I know that you got a new album out, and I don't know if how much you want to talk about it or how much you already have done with it, but where did you get more of the inspiration for that?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Yeah. It taps into more of your personal.
It does,
life,
my personal stuff. The album's not out yet. It's done. It's not out yet. It's going to be out probably. I would have said before the end of the year, but I don't think so. I bet you it'll be early year because it's already November.
Nice.
Right?
So you're not on Hawaii time or Smith time.
Smith time. Infamous Smith time. You don't know anything about that. The album is. You know what? A lot of it is very personal because it's essentially a breakup record, you know, and you know. I'm trying to figure out the best way to sort of broach this because I haven't really done it that much in interviews and stuff. But I got married really young, and we moved out to Hawaii together. And my ex-husband and I split 2 years ago, right when the Throwdowns record was coming out, the second one. And still, you know, great guy and everything. Just it's a long story, and it was really rough. And so, you know, the record kind of comes from there, and it's not to say that it's not straight up like Adele record, like, you know, it's not really like that, but it's got elements of it, and even some songs that I was writing leading up to when we split up that are kind of like. And now that I look at those songs, I'm like, of course we were going to split up. You can see it coming. And but that's what art is a little bit sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of breakup record and so you know I left. I got divorced. I moved from Maui to here. I went and did a record on the mainland. I moved in with my boyfriend in Kailua. The Throwdowns are kind of like we put out that record and we were sort of struggling with what to do with the record because some of the band is able to move around and tour, some are not, you know, and there's a lot of things that go into being in a band that you know,
a lot of people don't know that. They think it's like, just play shows, you just want to hear your music. It's like, no.
No. It's like, you gotta, should we tell people like a little bit about this? I don't know if it's interesting to people.
I think they need to know.
It's like, you gotta, there's rehearsal time every week. Right, if you're going to be good.
Yeah.
And so you got to get everyone, like, there's commitment level stuff. At our best with the Throwdowns, we were clocking 2-3 rehearsals a week that were like 4 or 5 hours, right? Because we were trying to get like a stadium-looking show, like, dialed. And we had tracks and stuff too, and like Pro Tools, and Ian, our drummer, was in Click, and like we had spaced out like what's going on, like in between songs. There's this much time, so this is when Erin talks, and this is when we don't talk. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we had all that dialed, and that takes a lot of work, you know. So there's that. There's a rehearsal time, and you got to put that time in. And there's like how everyone conducts themselves when you're at events and stuff like that. There's clothes. What's everybody wearing? What's you know? There's money. There's so much invested into like things are. It's expensive. Music can often be expensive with not a lot of kickback until you build to a point, and so people have to commit to that kind of stuff. So there's those challenges. There's look. There's sound. There's creative, like what is our sound? Where are we going? What is the next record going to sound like?
Yeah.
You know, there's
make sure you're all in the same direction, still committed.
And then there's everyone's personal life outside of the band, which is so it really,
which is usually the most conflicting part.
It's true. It's true. You know, and so there's a lot that goes into it, and so I love the Throwdowns, and it's a great band and stuff. And I was sort of feeling like I was going. There's just so many changes. There was the divorce, and then the band, and then so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this solo record, and it's just been really interesting, you know, and really a lot of changes, and so a lot of the record that I made sort of stems from that.
Are you going to be doing any songs off of that album today?
I will, yeah. I think that's a
Nice.
good idea.
Nice.
Yeah, I will.
So we got a couple new jams.
Yeah, new jams, what?
All right, so it's about that time for another break. My name is Jason Smith. This is Erin Smith, a relation. No.
Totally related.
So,
Clearly.
So this is Local Notes on ThinkTech Hawaii. We'll be back in one moment after this short break. Thank you very much.
Aloha, I'm Jay Fidel. This is ThinkTech Hawaii, broadcasting live from the Pioneer Plaza in downtown Honolulu. We raise public awareness about tech, energy, and globalism in Hawaii. Technology is critical to our state. A vibrant tech sector will give us new prospects in the global marketplace and will offer great careers and make our economy more resilient. Streaming live on Ustream and Spreaker, ThinkTech allows its hosts and guests invaluable opportunities to report important events and discuss important questions, and to be heard here in Hawaii and around the world. You can find links to our live streams on thinktechhawaii.com or on our mobile website, m.thinktechhawaii.com. And you can see our archive on YouTube. It's all just a click away. We want to do whatever we can to keep Hawaii relevant, connected, and thriving in the complexity of the 21st century. We hope you will help us in those efforts. Tune in today. This is ThinkTech. I'm Jay Fidel.
Aloha, I'm Nicole Horry for ThinkTech. For nearly half a century, the Hawaii Foreign Trade Zone No. 9 has brought the benefits of the Foreign Trade Zone program to Hawaii businesses and entrepreneurs. DBET, the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism, operates Hawaii's Foreign Trade Zone program to encourage international business and economic development. The Foreign Trade Zone's mission is to increase the amount of international trading activity in Hawaii, thereby providing employment opportunities for the residents of our island state. For more information, see ftz9.org. I'm Nicole Horry. Mahalo.
Aloha, I'm Maria Kashem of ThinkTech Hawaii, and I want to tell you about our ThinkTech talk shows. If you didn't know it, ThinkTech streams video and audio for all of its shows live on the internet from 2 to 5 p.m. every weekday afternoon, and we replay them all night long on ustream.tv. Visit thinktechhawaii.com for our live stream and YouTube links. Raise your awareness on ThinkTech. I'm Maria Kashem, and I'll see you there.
Aloha, I'm Jay Fidel of ThinkTech. ThinkTech is a 501c3 Hawaii nonprofit corporation. We began ThinkTech in the year 2000. At ThinkTech, we work to raise public awareness about tech, energy diversification, and globalism in Hawaii. We do 20 live stream talk shows every business day, and we do a weekly TV show on OC16. We pay the bills with donations from our supporters. Won't you help us by making a donation? All you need to do is go to our website, thinktechhawaii.com, and click there on the Donate button. We hope that you like what we do and that you will support us and help us continue to do it. Thanks so much for watching and for helping. I'm Jay Fidel of ThinkTech. Mahalo.
Aloha, my name is Dan Bauer and I'm the General Manager of the Plaza Club. The Plaza Club is Honolulu's premier business club. We're located in the heart of the financial district on historic Fort Street Mall. On the 20th and 21st floors atop the Pioneer Plaza, our commanding skylight views, along with our award-winning cuisine and service, are known as the place to do business downtown. We offer professional as well as social events and programs to our members and their guests, all tailored to enrich their professional and personal lives and to give them the cutting edge that they deserve in business. Why don't you consider becoming a member of the club? Call me at 531-7788 or come see me and let's talk business and how the Plaza Club can work for you. Again, my name is Dan Bauer. I'm the General Manager of the club, and I'm here for you.
Hi, thank you for tuning in. My name is Attila Saras, and I'm the host for ThinkTech Fridays. Join us online 24/7, 365 days a year at thinktechhawaii.com. We're talking about things that matter to Hawaii and around the world. My name again is Attila Saras, and I'm the host for ThinkTech Fridays. Mahalo.
Aloha, and we're back on Local Notes on ThinkTech Hawaii. My name is Jason Smith. This is my guest, Erin Smith.
Hello.
She has a couple songs for us today. First song is called
First song was called American Boys.
American Boys.
American Boys. It is called that. It's not, you know what, and the concept's just not exclusive to American Boys. You could apply it to any number of nations.
Nice. So it's
No, it's the stuff I told you about. We discussed about the album that I made and sort of what fueled it. This song kind of like encompasses, I'd say, most of those ideas. You know.
okay.
So, anyways, here
All
we
right,
go.
ladies and gentlemen, Erin Smith.
My promise, but I tried. It's not enough this time. Oh, we've been through this before. I can't do it anymore. I'm playing with fire and I know it. Our kisses are flowing for the moment. I gotta hit the road, and so do you. We got so much more of this to do. So what do I know? About me anyway. American boys, don't get in my way, and I will stay with you till the morning time today. American boys, I've got so much to say, so just let me go and I'll stay with you till my dying, till my dying day. Oh, 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 oh. I messed up a couple times, hit the ground and lost my mind, but I cannot take it back, and I'll live with that. I'm playing with fire and I know it. My heart is on my sleeve, I always show it. I gotta hit the road, I gotta move, 'cause baby, I've got so much to prove. So what do I know? Yeah. What do you know about me anyway? American boys, don't get in my way, and I will stay with you till the morning time today. American boys, I've got so much to say, so just let me go and I'll stay with you till my dying day. Oh, what are they know? What are they know? You say that you will wait for me, but I can't make you wait, 'cause by the time I come around, it's gonna be too late. Oh, don't get in my way, and I will stay with you till the morning time today. American boys, I've got so much to say, so just let me go and I'll stay with you till my dying day. Oh, what are they know? Until my dying day. Thanks, Jay.
Wow, very nice, very nice. Very powerful and smooth. That's
Yeah.
the first thing that caught my ear.
Oh,
I was
thanks,
like,
Jay.
wow.
It's interesting, like when I play it by myself, it's like so different than playing it with the band and everything. I don't even play guitar in the band. I just kind of like sing and hang out and walk around and jump around and stuff. But yeah, it's cool with all the synth parts and like, you know how it is, like you flesh it out to like this whole big thing, and it's a much bigger production sound on the record than me playing by myself, you know?
Yeah. It's very smooth, very nice. So,
Thanks.
can't wait to hear your next song. You can tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. I think I'm gonna do a song called "The Weight." This is like I write a lot of sexy songs, kinda, and this is sort of one of those. And it's sort of about it's called "The Weight," and this is like something that's, I think this is so true of artists. You might know this, but it's kind of about like just. You, as an artist, you kind of get like all caught up in your head sometimes. Everybody does it. I think artists do it more.
Yeah,
that's true.
Of course.
So it's kind of about like knocking that out of yourself, because you get all caught up in like writing your songs and your ideas and your identity and your, you know, like what are you doing, and it's like a lot to write and perform. It takes a lot out of you. I was hanging out with Irie Love last night, local reggae girl who's a super cool chick, and she was talking about that, like, you know, performing, it like takes a lot out of you, you know. And so this is about like that, and things get taken out of you, and then this is about like just needing like your man or your woman, whatever the case may be, to kind of like knock your brain back into place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, I wrote this one a little while ago. Thank you.
Wow, that was a jam right there. That was you said you wrote that one a little bit, not recently, but a little bit.
I wrote it like maybe 6 months ago or something
Okay,
like that.
and that one's on the new album.
It's actually not. The first one is, the second one isn't, but we might be recording it in this next batch of songs that we're going to add to. So.
Wow, impressive, very impressive.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, I did. I need a
Sweet.
copy as soon as possible.
You're like, I need to rap on that. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
that was a bad beat. That was the first thing I noticed. I was like, uh-oh,
You're like,
that's the one.
I feel it.
Okay, so thank you for performing those songs.
Oh, yeah, thanks for
We're going to go to a
having me.
quick break and then we're going to wrap it up. And
Sounds
we're going to
good,
be
Jack.
back just to give them a little bit more information about your contacts and
Okay.
maybe to get a hold of you and you can show up and do some songs for them. That's what's up.
Sounds good to me.
All right, my name's Jason Smith and this is Mrs. Smith.
Hey, right?
Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. We're just going to go kick some butt now. It's fine.
Yeah, I got the gun. She got the brass knuckles. All right, so local notes. We'll be back in one moment. ThinkTech Hawaii. We'll see you in 1 second.
Aloha, I'm Nicole Horry for ThinkTech. For nearly half a century, the Hawaii Foreign Trade Zone No. 9 has brought the benefits of the Foreign Trade Zone program to Hawaii businesses and entrepreneurs. DBET, the Department of Business, Economic Development and Tourism, operates Hawaii's Foreign Trade Zone program to encourage international business and economic development. The Foreign Trade Zone's mission is to increase the amount of international trading activity in Hawaii, thereby providing employment opportunities for the residents of our island state. For more information, see ftz9.org. I'm Nicole Horry. Mahalo.
Aloha, I'm Maria Kashem of ThinkTech Hawaii, and I want to tell you about our ThinkTech talk shows. If you didn't know it, ThinkTech streams video and audio for all of its shows live on the internet from 2 to 5 p.m. every weekday afternoon, and we replay them all night long on ustream.tv. Visit thinktechhawaii.com for our live stream and YouTube links. Raise your awareness on ThinkTech. I'm Maria Kashem, and I'll see you there.
All right, we're back. My name is Jason Smith. This is Erin Smith. This is Local Notes on ThinkTech Hawaii. Erin Smith.
Jay Smith.
So, can you give us a little bit of your thoughts on the music industry in Hawaii and the music scene?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's an interesting. First of all, I should say that people say that it's very insular. You know what I mean, and it's geared towards more of the prevalent styles like Hawaiian and reggae. That's true, and it's not, because I just want to point out and give a shout out to everybody that has supported the Throwdowns and supported me. Everyone's been really great. We've gotten so much support and so much positive energy, and I'm from Canada, and everyone here has largely embraced me as part of like the crew, and she's the indie rock girl, and I like the rock girl, and it's been cool. Like, everyone's been really, really accommodating and really inviting, and really helped to develop the band, the Throwdowns, and me on my own and locally, and I really appreciate all the support. So there's a lot of support there, even for genres of music that aren't the most prevalent thing in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So, which is cool.
And how about some advice for anybody that wants to get into gear, or want to keep their spirit strong?
Yeah, well, you know what? You just you gotta hustle, and you just gotta make yourself proud and get out there and do your thing. You know what I mean? I think it's important to know, and this is something that I've learned, but I'm also it just happens. You gotta be who you are, kind of. You know what I mean? Because whatever you have, that's you, that's yours, and no one else is going to have the exact same thing. So you sort of have to get behind yourself and be like, this is what I do, or what we do, and it's awesome, and you just got to network and make as many connections as possible, and get out there and just be nice to everybody. I've learned over time that a really good thing is you got to sort of let people know, make the connection and let people know how you can benefit what they're doing, and find out about what they're doing, and not just make it all about you coming at them. You know what I mean? That's something that I've learned a lot over time. Yeah. And so that's helpful when you're approaching people, and just you kind of just got to keep going, because anything artistic is a build. You're not gonna very rarely does somebody walk out of the gate and like, bam, superstar, or bam, I'm Van Gogh. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, just it's a brand building and a skill building and resilience building process, you know, and I think it's like that in everything in life, but I think for the arts it's very specific, and people that do arts know exactly what I'm talking about, you know, and there's a lot of challenges, and you just have to keep going, and just like, if you get behind your product, you just want to get in front of as many people as possible, and you start to get people that will help you, and you know, get opportunities, and take all the opportunities. That's the other one.
Yeah, follow those opportunities, you know, stay driven.
Make contacts.
Share the aloha, get the contacts.
Exactly, you know, help
be
people
yourself.
out, and do what you can, and
some good advice right there, you know, guys. Definitely, that's all you really need.
You know.
You know. So, last but not least, how can someone get a hold of you?
Okay, so you can just come by my house. It's at no, it's I don't have my management's email in my head, so I'm just going to give you the one that I operate out of. You can reach me at skeesmith@gmail.com, and that's SKEESMITH@gmail.com. It's like a nickname. Yeah, the ski part. So you can get me there for any inquiries, and there'll be a record coming down the pipes in a little while, and that's the story.
Very nice. Well, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Jay. It was super
guys,
fun. Good to see you.
You guys look up Erin Smith. Go on Facebook, go and find her on Twitter, and all the social networking systems out there.
Definitely there. My Instagram is fantastic. It's just there's so many good pictures.
Oh, Instagram, that's right. Do you have any
pictures of sandwiches? There's pictures of my dogs.
Very nice. Oh, and check out her column on the Honolulu Pulse as well.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, please go check out Heels and Picks. Comes out on Tuesdays in Honolulu Pulse, which is just honolulupulse.com. And oh wait, is it? Yeah, I was like, is it thepulse.com? But no, it's honolulupulse.com. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and
thank you for having me.
Yeah, you know, can't wait to have you back too. We do the you know, return visits.
To check in later on.
Yeah. Hopefully you're still on island, you know, and know how music goes.
Oh, I would love to stop by again. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's always fun when we get to hang out.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's our show. I'll see you guys next week. My name is Jason Smith. This is our guest, Erin Smith, on Local Notes, ThinkTech Hawaii. This is broadcasted in the Pioneer Plaza on 4th Street Mall. And like I said, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Aloha.